Hey there, just gonna make an intro video basically explaining who I am because there's a few people that are following me or subscribe to me probably want, I don't know who this guy is, who's this guy? So I'm 52, I live in Massachusetts, I'm a contractor, self-employed, I own my own one-man company, just me. Um, I've been doing this on my own 20-something years. I do every kind of remodeling for homes, residential. I can do some commercial stuff too, but mostly residential, bathrooms, kitchens, small jobs, decks, painting, flooring, tile, wood, hardwoods, whatever you want to call it. I pretty much do it all. And I have a lot of hobbies. I've done a lot of hobbies through my life. Bicycle riding when I was a kid, that's all we did. I mean, in the 80s, 70s and 80s, that's what we did. Skateboarding, cool stuff like that. Always fixing my bikes, working on my bikes, taking them apart, repainting them when I was 10, 12 years old. My dad and always had a garage with tools and stuff like that, and I had a lot of independence and freedom to do kind of all those things. I did model building, plastic model buildings when I was a kid, all cars, of course. Um, I wouldn't say I'm a gearhead. Maybe I would say that, but so anyways, I have, let's see what else, and then went to a trade school, high school trade school, and I actually took cooking and did that for 4 years, and absolutely not interested. And then I was always working at a dealership from when I was like 16 up until maybe the end of high school. I worked at a few dealerships, just kind of cleaning stuff, parts runner, all those things. I went to college for business and also worked at dealerships, just kind of same thing, parts running. That was just like my part-time job while I was in college. After college, I did landscaping at a state college. Did that for 4 years, just all outside landscaping, winter, summer, fall. In New England, we have all kinds of different seasons here, and always have a good change. And then I worked for a company that did electrical mechanical potentiometers, just basically position sensors. And there I was a technical repair manager. I did all kinds of electronics, all kinds of machining. I got certified in electronics and machining, old school machining, just Bridgeports, lathe, milling machine, couple other little things. I did a lot of soldering, a lot of electrical stuff like that, a lot of diagnosing of equipment that came in that was failed, that we turned around and repaired it and sent it out. Did a lot of sales, phone calls, things like that. Not sales, I'm sorry. Follow-up phone calls. Sometimes I would try to sell them a new product, but anyways. So I did that for 7 years, and during that time I was kind of doing handyman stuff, for family, friends, things like that. Started building up a little rapport with people. My name started spreading, doing a lot of stuff on the side. Did work for my old father-in-law that was building houses, and he also did a lot of mechanics, master mechanic. And I learned a lot through him in my early 20s about cars, engines, did some engine swaps and transmission swaps, did a lot of body work, just messing around. I mean, nothing to brag about, but gaining experience about all different kinds of things. Had my first home when I was, I don't know, 24, 5, something like that. Raised 3 kids, moved up another home, and remodeled the houses, flip them, things like that. The details are not necessary, just more or less around about how I got to where I am, about my experiences and stuff. And all through those years, at the companies I worked at, I get the nickname MacGyver. Some of the older people know who MacGyver was, and people call me MacGyver. If there was a problem or something, I'll figure out how could do it, and what might be the best way. I love to do things to save people money, but also things that make sense. I love a problem solve, things like that. So along the way, I've picked up welding, painting. I'm talking like automotive. I sprayed a few cars, things like that. I restored a 68 Torino. I rebuilt the motor in my yard on the dirt. Dropped the trainee engine, rebuilt them, put them back in all in my yard in my late 20s. So 20 something years ago, and the car is still running today. My son owns it, and it still fires up, drives great. I'm not saying how wonderful I am, just again trying to back up who I am, so when you watch these videos it kind of sums up where I'm at. And then during that time I was doing this construction stuff part-time. I needed to expand my income, so I decided to go on my own. Just myself. I worked with my nephew, my brother, my younger brother worked with me for a while too. And then just, they went to college and doing their own thing. So now I'm still been doing this on my own, all word of mouth. I don't advertise at all. But like I said, I've been doing it for 20 something years. I do everything, even metal work, welding, things like that. So anytime someone has an interesting project, you could take an old bed and make it into a bench, things like that, just random things. I do a lot of those. A lot of customers call me to do those things. And also I've always kept hobbies and projects going. I've taken some old Japanese motorcycles and 70s, 80s motorcycles, convert them into cafe racers, all just kind of for hobby, for fun. I love doing all that kind of stuff, fabricating and everything, metalwork, woodwork. Trailers, I bought trailers and redone them. I'll make some videos about my latest trailer. Bunch of other stuff. Now I'm into, of course, guns, air guns, all kinds of guns. Let's see, whatever else I've done. Bunch of other stuff. The shed I'm standing in here, I built this. As you can see, it's white. I never understand why people don't paint the inside white, especially if you don't have many windows. It brightens it up. It's great. So just went in with my sprayer, hit everything with a couple coats of some cheap white. Helps brighten things up. But anyways, so that's pretty much where I am. The reason I decided to make a lot of these videos is just kind of, I want to kind of make point of a lot of things that I maybe not have been aware of years or decades ago, that sometimes you're like, oh, I didn't even know that existed, or I didn't know you could do that. Because a lot of people come to me and say, wow, how did you know how to do that? Or how did you learn this? Or how did you know that it exists? It just years and years of experience and getting to learning about it. I mean, even stuff like junkyards. I mean, walking around a junkyard every weekend for, a few years here and there, you learn a lot about cars and how things work, different makes and models, and combination of all this stuff, you kind of just put it all together in this knowledge. Again, I'm not saying that I'm smart and all this stuff, just experience. It comes collective, and you can utilize a lot of different things. People say, oh, how do you know how to do that? Well, it's kind of like that, except it's different materials, but basically it's the same thing. So that's where I'm at, and I figured I'd just make a bunch of weird videos. I'm not looking for, to make money off of this. This is, again, just kind of a new project to do, something fun to do. Again, so you can see I'm messing around with the thing. I'm always fixing and trying to do things. So, and you'll see that I'm not very professional communicator. I scratch my face a lot. I say, I look up over here. I show you my thinning hair in a lot of videos, but hey, that's me. It's the way I am. So hopefully you stick in there, and I'll try to get out some good content, and that's it. That's who I am. All right, thank you.